So hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today on this video guys, I'll explain that automation framework. I will explain the theory first and then I will explain the framework folder structure, like this folder structure whatever you are seeing here, that I gonna explain. Let's see. Here main.java is there and another is like our test.java. Okay, test.java. So two folders are there. Okay, and in between one thing is there, that is pom.xml. So what is the pom.xml? Actually pom.xml, here we can add the dependencies. So each time if that maven is getting the dependencies, maven would automatically install the software inside our framework. Okay, so we don't need to manually add everything. Okay, now inside that main.java we have to create the different file, different folder regarding like excel reader, one folder I need to add it, or anything. If it is related to that framework design, that thing we have to write inside the test.java. Okay, why we need to write inside the test folder? Because when we are running that command maven test, on the time, if everything is there inside the test folder, this thing will run, not this one. Okay, now all pages I need to add it inside the main. So here we can add the page object. So what is the page object basically mean? So page object is nothing but a so we have branch of modules, like see here. So this is our test cases. Okay, test cases 1, test cases 2. So like that only we have branch of test cases 3 are there. Now if we are hard coded everything, then while running time, this thing is a very high chance that that thing will be become failure. So because of that, what we gonna do, we can create that page object, like each page, like home page and like login page, sign up page. So like that only we can create that different pages, and this page actually contain the locators, respective method regarding that page. Like login page, login method will be there, sign up page, sign up method, create account method is there, home page, branch of different home methods are we gonna write here inside this. So like that only here, only locators and method, so this thing will be there inside our page. Okay, and if is required that same page or same method need to be called, so we can call inside our test script. Like that only we can call it. We can call that multiple pages inside the test script, like that only. So this framework is nothing but our page object model. So we can achieve the page object model by the two way. One is with page factory, without page factory. So what is the with page factory method? So with page factory is nothing but a, here we have to use at the rate find by annotation. So that find by annotation, that is a one annotation that is there inside our Selenium. Okay, so that find by annotation, and we have to initialize that our page things. Okay, so like our constructor will be there here, constructor will be there dot like page, and we have to initialize that. Okay, so like that only we can initialize that all locator in a one shot. But if we are not using like find by annotation, so we can also use that by, then our web element is there, and down that our we can write that our. So like that way we can do. But what is the drawback for this? Here all locators will be not initialized, so that is the drawback. And page factory, all thing will be initialized properly, it will run properly. So that's why it is preferable to use the page factory. Suppose we are using a different tool apart from Selenium, like Playwright, like Puppeteer, or different kind of tool we are using. On the time we have to use this by method. Okay, we can't use that page factory here. Okay, so this is the thing actually. Now let me coming here. So here we gonna write that our test script. Okay, test case 1, test case 2, like that only we gonna write here. And another folder we have to create, that is like our resources. So here we are providing the parameter like Excel parameter, then property file property, where that our URL and browser thing will be storage. So like that only that will comes under resources file. Now yeah, so that thing has done. Now is any kind of like report we wanna use, that thing will be stored under that inside that output, test output. So here we gonna use that report file, and that report variable like extend report and other things we have to write inside that here extend report. Now for logging purpose, we have to use that log4j2 file, so log4j2 xml file that we're gonna use inside that our resources file. So here log4j2 will be there. So what is the log4j2? It is a tool which actually logs that all events, like main events. So that's why this tool is very necessary for this. So here we can like we can see that events, logging events inside our console. Now another thing is for listener. So listener, we can write that we can write inside the main folder also, or we can write that we can create the separate folder, or we can put it in that resources file. But better we have to write inside the here only listener. Okay, what is the listener basically? So listener is nothing but it will listen that our we can say like test ng is or like events, and it will log inside their console log. So what is the difference between listener and log4j2? So guys, here listener and log4j2 have like not much more differences are there, but the major difference is that listener is basically used for like test engine. Listener is there basically used for listen that particular element, like I test listener, it will only listen that test like test failure or at the rate test annotation, whatever is there, that event. Okay, then web driver listener, web manager listener is there. So .xml, sorry guys. So web driver listener is there, web manager listener is there, that will only listen that web driver and web manager related events. But log4j2, where that we have added that log4j2 element, or like logger dot our things. Okay, that thing will listen that all things. Okay, so that is the difference between that log4j2 and listener, guys. This is our automation folder. So see here inside this automation folder, this is our project name, and then we have src main java, and we have src test java, and another thing we have, that is src main resources file, and then we have reports file, then we have test data, then we have some configuration related file like jenkins file, pom.xml file, and testng.xml file. Okay, now let me explain this thing quite a brief way. So first thing is like each and every like file inside this folder, yeah, we have branch of packages. Each packages actually store some respective java code. Okay, so see here, that is like our base dot base. So this package actually contain the base test for the java and rest client java. So here in this framework, it is capable to run that ui as well as that api automation both in a same time. So that's why this framework is came to picture. So here all that base related things will be added here, and then here we have branch of pages. So pages means like we have api pages, we have ui pages. So api pages comes under the here page name api.java, like that only. Here we have to write that our api pages are like uh, code, and for UI page code we have to write here in inside this way. Okay, then we have utils file. So utils file, here we have bunch of utils like configure dot reader. It will read that config file. That thing is located here, located under here. So src main resources here, like config dot property file is there. So config reader actually reads the property file. Then we have excel reader. So excel reader actually reads that our test data. So whatever test data we're passing here, test data dot test data excel file here inside that test data folder, whatever test data we are passing by using excel format, that gonna read by excel reader. Then we have log helper.java. So all that log4j2 we are using here. So all log4j2 configuration will be added inside that log4j2.xml. So here, and it will read by log helper.java. And then we have a listener, we have branch of listener like I test listener, web driver, web manager listener. That thing actually like contain inside the test listener.java here. Okay, then we have branch of test cases. So all that api cases will be written under this package, that our .test.api package, and all that ui test case will be written under this package. And once like after run, that all that report has been, what report has been generated, that thing will be comes under external report.html, and it is there inside the reports folder, guys. and we can configure that all, like test cases, running time, parallel browsing, everything we can configure inside that our config.property. And for testng.xml file, here we can run that our like all that test annotations, regarding that config. And that pom.xml, here we can add, here we will adding the dependencies for required this project, like rest assure I have added, apache poi I have added. So these things will be added inside that pom.xml. If and for that maven build also, that need to add here. Okay, so everything will be added inside that pom.xml. And jenkins file, here we're gonna write that groovy script. So if this project has been deployed in ci mode, or like ci/cd mode, then due to this jenkins file, it will jenkins will like here we have some pipeline script. That pipeline script will be run, and then we'll get that report, and that report comes under extend report.html. So this is the framework structure for that our automation. So this framework is actually capable to run that ui as well as that api, both code. So here I just explain the framework folder structure. In the next video I gonna show you how to write that code, so you can understand more better way. So please guys, do subscribe my channel, help me to grow in youtube. And thank you, thanks for your valuable time. Thank you, thanks for watching.